This is a continuation of my last video, so if you haven't watched that, it's imperative you do that before watching this. It explains how the story would change if Itachi and Kisame successfully kidnapped Naruto in part 1. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description, but anyway, let's resume where we left off, which is right after the time skip. The Leaf is alerted that the Kazekage has been captured, and the Sand needs assistance immediately. Tsunade orders Team 7 to go assist the Sand, and when they arrive, they are met with a poisoned Kankuro. Sakura attempts to heal Kankuro, but it is futile as she is not talented enough as a medic. Sasuke is able to notice the cloth that Kankuro salvaged, and Kakashi is able to use this in order to track Sasori's scent. Team 7 pursues Sasori's scent along with Chiyo, but is confronted by Itachi. Sasuke says that this is a fight only he should fight, but his teammates refuse to stay out of the way. Itachi decides to target Sasuke and show that he is still superior, which enrages Sasuke. Eventually, Naruto is able to take Itachi out with their Rasengan, and Team 7 discovers that it was just an imitation anyway. This fight only irritates Sasuke, but he's now even more motivated to train in order to beat the real Itachi. Team Kakashi, Team Guy, and Chiyo arrive at the entrance to the Akatsuki hideout. Team Guy releases the seals in order for Team 7 and Chiyo to enter the cave. Deidara lures Naruto out of the cave, and Kakashi follows. He also orders Sakura to follow, as he feels like if she's not strong enough to fight Sasori. Deidara tries to isolate Naruto, but with Kakashi's help, he and Sakura never lose sight of Naruto. I'm going to pause the narrative now and talk about how Sasuke and Chiyo match up with Sasori, but at the same time I'll try to talk about the fight chronologically. I first need to explain just how powerful Sasuke is without Orochimaru's help. He won't use a sword, summon snakes, and his lightning style will be much worse. He can't use Kirin, Chidori Spear, or Chidori Nagashi. He'll basically be like Kakashi, but maybe faster and with more chakra. As for his Sasori fight, I don't expect him to get poisoned because he's faster than Sakura, and Sakura only got scratched once in the fight. He can also use a stage 2 curse mark to help tank through potential cuts Sasori causes. His Chidori won't have much effect on the Iron Sand, because Magna Release is a combination of Wind and Earth style. Lightning counters Earth, but Wind counters Lightning, so it balances out. Also, if Sakura can figure out how to destroy the third Kazekage puppet, so can Sasuke. I think I've said everything I need about the fight, so now I'll resume the narrative while talking about the fight. Chiyo is able to rip off the Haruka shell's cloak and gets a chakra string on his tail. Sasuke uses his opportunity to destroy Haruka with a Chidori, and Sasori evades it. After Chiyo says that Sasori has not aged a day since he left the village, Sasuke uses his Sharingan to examine what's going on. He realizes that Sasori's chakra is only coming from the heart area, and this makes him think that his body is artificial since it didn't age. He tells Chiyo this, and together they agree that they need to go for the heart when attacking. Sasori summons the third Kazekage puppet, and Chiyo counters with the father and mother puppet. After they spar, Sasori begins to use the Iron Sand and attacks both of his opponents at the same time. Sasuke is able to dodge it, but Chiyo has to use the mother puppet to protect herself. After seeing the Iron Sand immobilize the mother puppet, Sasuke says they need to take the offensive immediately. Chiyo agrees and says she will use her chakra strings to help Sasuke evade when necessary. Sasuke is able to find out a way to destroy the third Kazekage puppet with a Chidori. Sasori responds by using himself as a puppet, and Chiyo responds by summoning her special 10 puppets, and Sasori responds by summoning 100 puppets. The fight is fierce, and Sasuke's fire style is the most effective move in the battle. He's able to scorch the entire area, and this is highly effective against wood puppets. This intense battle is fought out until Chiyo is only left with a few puppets left, including the mother and father puppet. One way or another, Sasori's heart is destroyed, and Sasuke and Chiyo leave to go aid the fight against Deidara. By the time they make it there, Deidara is already eating his detonating clay. He self-destructs, and Kakashi is able to stop it with Kamui, and saves everyone's life. Chiyo makes an even greater sacrifice though, and brings Gaara back to life in exchange for her death. Team 7 returns home feeling exhausted, but their rest period is short. While on a basic mission outside the village, Team 7 is confronted by Orochimaru and Kabuto. Orochimaru figures that if he can take Naruto and Kakashi out, along with obtaining the Sharingan, destroying the Leaf will become a much easier task. I'm going to pause the narrative now and talk about how this matchup plays out. Just to refresh your memory, Naruto knows Sage Mode in this timeline. This is because with the dead Jiraiya, the Leaf would want a new protector in Naruto. Naruto won't start out the fight in Sage Mode, however. This is the Orochimaru that fought Four-tailed Naruto in the original timeline, so let's look at what he's capable of in this state. He was physically strong enough to punch Four-tailed Naruto hard enough to knock him off his feet. This should mean he's physically stronger than everyone else except for maybe Naruto in Sage Mode. He is also able to regurgitate himself in order to create a new uninjured body, and can reconnect his torso using snakes. Orochimaru will be the one on the offense here, so how does Team 7 counter? If Orochimaru were to allow a sea of snakes to come out of his mouth, Sasuke and Kakashi would be able to destroy all of them with fire style. After that though, Orochimaru can only summon Manda really because that's all he does when it comes to jutsus. All he does is use snakes, stretch his neck, and regurgitate things, despite his life goal being just to discover every jutsu. He's very good at close quarters combat, however, and this is a problem for Team 7. Let's say that Kabuto takes on Sakura and Sasuke, while Orochimaru takes on base Naruto and Kakashi. Kabuto can stall some and just try to prolong the battle, but Orochimaru is winning that matchup in my opinion. He was strong enough to carry forward-tailed Naruto miles across the forest, which is far beyond what base Naruto and Kakashi are capable of. Naruto can use shadow clones, but this would be futile. Eventually he would realize he needs Sage mode, and while using a shadow clone attack, he would command 3 clones to go far away and enter into Sage mode. Once they've accomplished that, they will unsummon themselves, and the original Naruto will gain their Sage mode. At this point in the fight, I see Sakura being incapacitated by Kabuto, but Sasuke will have killed Kabuto because he's just that much better than him. Orochimaru will respond to Sage mode by summoning Manda, and Naruto will summon Gamabunta. Manda is a superior summon, but Naruto in Sage mode is a threat. In the original timeline, he was able to even body slam Kurama, but I don't think he has that level of strength here. He still is physically stronger than Manda in my opinion though. Manda will be getting the better of Gamabunta throughout the fight, but eventually Naruto will manhandle Manda. Something like a massive Rasengan would definitely defeat Manda and put Orochimaru in a tough spot. At this point in the fight, his body would begin to reject him, and he'd not be in fighting shape. He wouldn't be able to turn into his Hydra transformation. Orochimaru would be killed due to his body rejecting him, allowing for Team 7 to kick him while he's down. Team 7 would leave the encounter absolutely exhausted. Kakashi would realize that it would be time for Naruto to learn the Rasen Shuriken. Sasuke would be even more motivated to get better and become an even greater Swiss Army knife. After Orochimaru and Kabuto are killed, the Akatsuki suppression arc remains the same. The only difference is Naruto doesn't break his arm defeating Kakuzu with the Rasen Shuriken. Not long after that, Itachi sends a crow to the Leaf Village with a message. Sasuke receives the message and is told to go to the Uchiha hideout by himself. He gladly leaves a note on his door and leaves the Leaf Village. Team 7 discovers this and is very concerned for Sasuke's well-being since he's challenging Itachi. They tell Tsunade, and Tsunade deploys Team 7, Yamato, and Team 8 to assist Sasuke. Tobi prevents them from reaching the Uchiha hideout until Itachi succumbs to his illness. After this, the story plays out the same as originally. Obito tells Sasuke the truth and he unlocks his Mini-Gekyo. The Pain Invasion arc is the same, except the Leaf has less intel on Pain. It doesn't make a noticeable difference on the story though. The Kage Summit arc is also the same, but the War arc is a little different. Without Kabuto or Orochimaru, there is no one that can use Edo Tensei. The changes aren't too dramatic that I'll need a narrative, so I'll just explain them. Without reanimations, the White Zetsu army gets defeated within 24 hours. While the Great Shinobi Alliance is headed to help fight Obito, Sasuke would join them. His first goal is to defeat Obito, and then Naruto, and the rest of the Leaf. Obito is never able to get the Nine-Tailed Chakra from Kinkaku and Kinkaku, and Naruto is too well protected to be captured. Kakashi's Kamui is the key to defeating Obito, and eventually he is killed due to taking on the entire world. Zetsu would shake his head in frustration and wait even longer to summon Kaguya. The battle isn't over yet though, as after Obito is killed, Team 7 would interrogate Sasuke over his questionable intentions. Sasuke realizes that he can't hide them anymore and challenges Naruto to a fight right there and then. Naruto insists he must fight him alone, but the Alliance refuses and helps him. With the help of the recently free-tailed beast, Sasuke would be defeated, but Naruto wouldn't let anyone kill him. Sasuke's epiphany would happen in front of the whole Alliance, and they would trust in Naruto that Sasuke should not be killed. The Fourth Great Shinobi War ends, and the 5 great nations enjoy peace between each other. The only thing left for the world to do is hunt down the last member of the Akatsuki. Since Naruto is the greatest sensory type in the world, he is tasked with fighting Zetsu. It doesn't take long to find Zetsu and kill him, finally ridding the world of this terrorist organization called the Akatsuki. After that, the story is a happily ever after because Boruto ruins the ending of Naruto. This is my story and I just want Naruto to enjoy world peace as Hokage and Sasuke be at peace with his past. Anyway, this was an interesting what if. The story looked like it was going to be very dark in the beginning, but it corrected itself. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future. Comment something if you have something to say, and thank y'all for watching, and I guess I'll see y'all next time.